Hello, thank you for joining. This is Quarantunes for Percussion. I'm Mr. Spur. Quarantunes, Quarantunes, we're stuck inside with Quarantunes. For today's episode, we're going to begin with sight reading 8th notes, then we'll move on to sight reading 16th notes, and then we're going to end the segment by looking at the 5-stroke roll. Okay, this is the rhythm we'll be sight reading today. Let me raise this up a little bit so you can see. There we are, much better. Okay, with the click, we're going to read it cold, then we'll figure out how to count it. We'll read it one more time, and then we'll count and play. Here we are with the click. This is at 60 beats per, quarter note equals 60. And 1, 2, ready, count. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, now we're going to figure out how to count it. Take a moment to pause the video so you can write down the rhythm. Here we go. So, first measure has 2 eighth notes followed by a dotted quarter note, 3 more eighth notes. So remember, eighth notes, we count them as 1 and 2 and. So this would be 1 and. Beat 2 has a dotted quarter note. So remember, quarter note equals 2 eighth notes. When you add a dot by it, then it adds half the value to it. So a dotted quarter note would equal 3 eighth notes. So you want to add a 2, and then we're going to think to ourselves 2 and 3. Then this eighth note right here will be and then we'll write out the rest. 4 and. Measure 2. We have a quarter note, 2 eighth notes, and a half note. So all notes at the first of the measure beat 1. Eighth notes, we count those as 2 and then this half note will take up beats 3 and 4. Next measure, we have a dotted quarter note followed by 3 eighth notes and a quarter note. First note of each measure starts on beat 1. Dotted quarter equals 3 eighth notes, so we'll think 1 and 2. Then the next eighth note will be the and of 2. Beat 3 has 3 and for those eighth notes. And then beat 4 has a quarter note. It takes up the whole beat. Last measure has 3 eighth notes followed by a quarter note. So we'll go 1 and 2 and 3 and then beat 4 has a quarter note, so that will be 4. Okay, let's try counting it again. Ready and count. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Good. Now, with our sticks in hand, we're going to count and play. Here we go. 1, 2, ready and go. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Excellent. Let's take a look at the 16th note rhythm. Here's our 16th note rhythm. Let's count it cold, then we're going to figure out how to count it. Count one more time, and then we're going to play it and count. 2, ready, and a count. 1 E and a 2, and 3 E and a 4. 1 and 2 E and a 3, and 4 E and a 1. 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. 1 E and a 2, and 3 E and a 4. And take a moment to pause the video so you can write down this rhythm. Now we're going to figure out how to count it. So remember, 16th notes, you count them as 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So this first measure we have 4 16ths, 2 eighths, 4 more 16ths and a quarter. So this first grouping of 16ths goes 1 E and a. Beat 2, the eighth notes go 2 and. B3, the 4/16ths go 3 E and and then beat 4, the quarter note, takes up all of beat 4. We're done with the first measure. Second measure, 2/8, 4/16, 2/8, 4/16. So, eighth notes. We remember from last time, we count them as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So, this will be 1 and 16th notes, 2, E, and A. Eighth notes, 3 and 16th notes, 4, E, and A. Next measure, we have quarter note, 4/16, 4/16, quarter note. All notes at the beginning of the measure start at beat 1. That takes up the whole beat. Move on to the 16th notes. 2, E, and A. 4 more 16ths. 3, E, and A. And then the quarter note takes up all of beat 4. Then the last measure, 4/16, 2/8, 4/16, 2/8. All notes at the beginning of the measure begin on beat 1. We have 16th notes, so we count those as E and A. Next beat has 8th notes, 2 and. Next beat has 16th notes, 3, E, and A. Last beat has 8th notes, 4 and. Let's try to count this again. Here we go. 2, ready, and count. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4. 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1. 2 E and 3 E and 4. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Sticks out. We're now going to count and play. And 1, 2, ready, and play. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4. 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1. 2 E and 3 E and 4. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Okay, let's take a look at that 5-stroke roll. Okay, the rudiment of the day is a 5-stroke roll. As you can see, I have it written on the board. We've got 4/16 notes and the quarter note. As you can see, it only takes up 5 strokes, hence the name 5-stroke roll. The way we play the 5-stroke roll is 2 doubles and a single. So, in this case, it'll go right, right, left, left, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then make sure you know how to play it with the left hand lead. Left, left, right, right, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you play the doubles, I want you to focus on feeling both strokes in your hand. Don't worry about the push-pull thing for right now or the throw-catch. Just feel each stroke with your hand. Here we are. Playing it right hand lead first, and then left hand lead. 1 and 2, ready and go. Right, right, left, left, right. Left, left, right, right, left. Right, right, left, left, right. Left, left, right, right, left. Right, right, left, left, right. Left, left, right, right, left. Right, right, left, left, right. Left, left, right, right, left. So the metronome set at 60, for those of you that are wondering what the speed is. If you're having a hard time with that, let's just try breaking it apart, just focusing on just right hand lead. 1, 2, just right hand lead. Right, right, left, left, right. Ready and play. Right, right, left, left, right. Again and go. Right, right, left, left, right. One more time. Right, right, left, left, right. Now we'll try doing it with the left hand lead. 2, ready and go. Left, left, right, right, left. Repeat that. Left, left, right, right, left. Once again. Left, left, right, right, left. One more time. Left, left, right, right, left. If 60 is too fast for you, change the metronome marking to something slower so that way you can get used to it in your hands first. If you need to, don't even practice it with a metronome first. Just figure out how it feels before you play it in time. Now let's try playing it in time once more. 2, whole thing, go. Right, right, left, left, right. left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left. Nice job. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or contact me through the contact page. Have a nice day and stay safe out there.